Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I just hope everybody's doing their 15 minutes or more laughing, because that helps everybody release their high blood pressure. If they have, all the endorphins in your body, all the bad stuff that's going on, it makes you feel good about yourself. It keeps you youthful. If you want to stay youthful, you don't want to have that stern look in your face when people look at you. So if you don't have anybody to laugh with, you could just turn on something funny, call somebody and if it's a stream and you say, okay, you know what, I don't have anybody I can laugh with. Well, yes, you can sign up for laughing classes. So there is that available. But I hope that nobody has to do that, because with all this technology and all this stuff, you could surely put on something funny that you could laugh and release all that bad toxin from you. So I have a real special guest up here coming up. But first, we're going to hear something from Vital Steps to Vital Health, and we'll be right back with them.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today, we're talking about preventing injuries and falls in older adults. Each year, thousands of older adults fall as a result of things that they could actually avoid. So, when an older adult, or if you have an older adult in your family, make sure that they have proper footwear, well-fitted shoes, and not walking around in slippers and socks, which can increase their risk for falling. Also, if you can, make sure that they use their assisted devices. Canes or walkers are there to provide stability and support. And also, make sure that there's adequate lighting in their homes as well. Most older adults fall walking from the bedroom to the bathroom because there's no light on. So, keep in mind that staying hydrated to avoid dizziness and weakness is also important. So, make sure that exercise is part of a regular routine for an older adult. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. See you next time.
Well, thank you, Joanne James, for that. Now since the holidays are coming and they got the Christmas lights up and all kinds of things, and everybody's got their devices going to everybody's house, they should be extra careful, and even careful for your own self. You don't have to be a mature older adult to fall down. You could fall down yourself, so you have to just be wary of those cords and all that stuff. But today we got the Messenjah on here, and we've been waiting so long for them, and they're also part of the band Crack of Dawn. So we're going to find out about with Carl and Rupert Harvey what they've been up to and all that other stuff. So with no further ado, here is Carl and Rupert of the Messenjah.
Hello.
I hope you guys handle some of those cords at your house, right?
Oh yeah, we try not to trip.
Yeah. If I'm tripping, it's for another reason. Different kind of tripping.
And I hope you do. I don't know. Some people use their laughing tips for warming up their vocals and stuff like that. So I don't know what you guys do if you have to, because you guys are such seasoned veteran artists.
Yeah,
laughter is always good.
Well, that's the normal one. All right. So, I've had you guys on before, but anyways, this is now with the Messenjah. So, of course, we know you guys are from Jamaica, but, people out there who don't know you, can you tell us which part of Jamaica you come from?
Carl, you want to go first?
With the glasses.
Both of us were born in Clarendon.
Okay.
A place called Vere, which is on the south coast of Jamaica. Right. We didn't have any family connection. The reason why we were there was because our mom was teaching school there.
Oh.
And my dad was also working there at the time. My mom was teaching school. And so we were born there, but we didn't stay there for very long. I think we probably moved about maybe 6, 7?
Yeah.
Maybe. Or if that old.
I think we moved to White Marl from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near Spanish Town, Central Village.
Okay.
And then after that, I moved up into the country in St. Catherine still, to a place called Watermount, where I was raised up there on a farm. And my brother, he had another experience he could explain.
I don't want to talk about it.
Why? Well, he brought it up, so he must have thought it's important for us to know.
No, it's not.
They shipped him off to Monroe College. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. All right. So did you guys, did you have other family members that were in the entertainment industry or that made you guys want to be an entertainer or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, I think the talent came directly from our dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a keyboard player, more like a church guy, Mm-hmm. So he played organ in the church and piano, and he was in all the choirs. He was a choir director. I feel that all our gifts through the musical side. And my mom, she used to sing
and play harmonica.
Also.
She was a
play harmonica. Yeah. So on both sides, but mostly our dad.
Okay. All right. So then did you guys play in church too or not really?
No, we caused trouble in church. We never played.
Okay.
At one time when the preacher was up there preaching, I had organized a boxing circle down in the basement. We were down there punching out each other.
With gloves on.
With boxing gloves down in the basement of the church during service.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was Brother Hall who came down there and caught us.
We got caught. We had all the young guys disappeared during service. They wondered where they were. We were downstairs boxing, punching the crap out of each other.
You guys are naughty boys. I guess your parents must have dealt with you when you got home.
Oh yeah.
Wait till you get home. All right. So you guys, I know you guys had a rough struggle, coming and starting the band, like Messenjah, and then also with Crack a Dawn. And you guys came up and you've paved a lot of the ways for a lot of people and artists here up in Canada, and not just Canada, probably globally, because you guys are all over, because you've had to suffer and endure a lot of things that other artists would never, or some of them will never ever have to come up what you guys came up. So can you just tell us a little bit about the struggles?
I'll start with this one. From out of high school and even before that, there wasn't really too much happening in the music scene for us, but we played locally, like with our little friends and stuff. And when I got a phone call one day that they needed a guitar player to play with this band called the Cougars, because my friend Mark Smith, we went to public school together, like grade 8, and he was super young too. I think Mark was 15, 16. He was already playing with the Cougars on tour. So when they got rid of the guitar player, Mark said, "Hey, I know this kid in Toronto." So that was me, and so they flew me out to Thunder Bay to do my first show. That's why I got started, actually. My brother was advanced of me, so he could fill in. I'm just saying my little part. But yeah, when that band, the Cougars, disbanded, I started walking the street, me and Mark Smith, and then we got Trevor Daly, and we found other musicians like Carl Otway, Alvin Jones, and then my brother joined us after, and that was Crack a Dawn, who became the first black band to be signed to a major recording label. So that's the first part of the story. After that band disbanded, I went on to move to Kitchener, Ontario, where I met Eric Walsh, who introduced me to a guy named Errol Blackwood, or Skip, and he became my co-founder with the band Messenjah. So we started off in Kitchener, Ontario. And yes, it was tough because there wasn't many people that looked like us. I mean, walking up on the streets in Kitchener back there with dreadlocks, it was like, cars were hitting the brakes and people's heads were sticking out of the windows. But that didn't deter us. We were just focused on what we were doing. My brother had had a separate path, but we've always kind of cross-pollinated. So he could explain his side.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Carl.
Well, for me, I think I started getting really interested in music in high school. And I remember getting a project one time. We all had a project where we could take different equipment from school. Some people took cameras, like movie cameras, and did different things. I took a tape recorder, and we used to rehearse in a church on Briar Hill, right, which was like about maybe a good 3 kilometers
more than that
where we live. about I say about three, maybe 4 clicks. I look at it today, and it looks like a long distance, but we used to walk from where we lived with guitars and amplifiers. We had to stop and put them down to rest our hands in the winter.
In the winter.
Yeah.
In the winter.
We never even knew the dress properly back then.
Back then we didn't have like fancy boots and the stuff that we have now, right? But the dedication was so much, and the commitment and the love for the music was so much, right? So like what happened with me was that I started playing a lot of blues and rock and everything. Anything I could hear musically, boom, I was in it, right? And so I left high school, and I hooked up with a band, and I started traveling all up northern Ontario and Quebec, 17 years old, 17, and had all sorts of crazy adventures up there.
I'm laughing people out there because we know sometimes they had to vacate the premises.
We were ran out of town.
Yeah, I've had those
right away.
And so I learned to play a lot of different styles of music. I learned to play rock, I learned to play funk, R&B, blues, whatever, because I had to play in bars, right? So whatever song the singer brought is what I had to learn to play, right? And later on, I was playing with an artist here in Toronto. We had a residency at a club called the Speakeasy, which is today Lee's Palace. It used to be upstairs from Lee's Palace. Where Lee's Palace is used to be called the Blue Orchid, and it used to be like a burlesque type club.
Oh, okay.
Right? And we used to play upstairs. I mean, I had a gig there for a whole year.
Wow.
That was hard, right?
Yeah, with Toby. That was a residency, right? And a lot of R&B soul. Toby Lark was one of the lead performers in the play Hair, which was a big deal at that time, right? So after she left Hair, she was like a local performer. Like she had a residency in that club, and I played there with her, and different people would pass through the band. I was guitar player for close to about a year, I would say. I played in there, and then my brother and Mark and those guys started Crack of Dawn, and they asked me to come and join them. And after I went to one rehearsal with them, I said, you know what? I'm leaving Toby.
So you're gone with the wind.
I was making money with Toby, right? But I saw the potential in these guys.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to hook up with this. It's way more fun, So, yeah.
Well, we've seen you in the video, and are you? I guess I see this piano in the background there. Do you play that too?
I do, but that's not my piano.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just playing.
My keyboard is in front of me right now, where you can't. So the camera is like pointed back.
Okay. Yeah, we know. I'm just playing with you.
Okay, you got it. Virtual backgrounds.
Yes, I know. But did you create a guitar?
I did, as a matter of fact.
You see?
I've got one of them right beside me here. This is one of them.
Okay,
like,
what's it called?
This one is called the Safari.
You see?
Rastafari.
Safari. And the other one is called the Rastacasta.
The Rasta. Okay.
Rastacasta. It's a take. It's a take on Stratocaster, right? Because it is derived from that guitar, but there are a lot of things that it has that a regular Strat does not have. So it was born out of the Strat that I loved, but I found like some things with the Strat that always bothered me. And so when I had the chance to create my own guitar, I decided to address all of that. The ergonomics of the Strat, I think, could have been better. You know, like when at the time it was made, I thought the basic design was probably the best design for a guitar ever, like a solid body guitar for me anyway. Very comfortable to play, very versatile in the sound. I mean, like all the greats played Strats, man. Like Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jeff Beck, all these people. I mean, like they're probably more great Strat players than any other one because it is a very articulate sounding instrument. But
so you wanted to create your own.
My own version of it.
I'm going to create my own. You know what? I'm going to create my own.
Yeah, my own version of it. So my version is more comfortable to play.
Okay.
It has things that you're not going to find on the factory version. Like I have like graphite in the neck to make it stronger.
Okay.
The tuning system. You know, it's like I could go into a lot of details, but I won't. But it's a better guitar.
All right. So you do you sell those to other people or it's just for you?
No, I market them as well. So you could go to CarlHarveyInstruments.com and learn about it there.
Okay. All right. So Rupert, do you create anything or it's just you?
Just music from out of my head.
He creates fighters. He's a kung fu master.
Yeah.
Okay.
Healers,
all right.
too. Healers, yeah.
So how did you guys come up with the name Messenjah for your?
All right. So after Crocodile broke up, like I said, we were the first Black band in Canada to be signed to a major record label, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end at least for a while, for a good while. There were some disputes with the record label, so I was really sad, to be honest with you, because we were just heading to the sky. As a matter of fact, Bob Marley's manager at the time was looking to sign us, and we were supposed to actually go on tour with Bob in Europe. Even though we're playing a different genre of music, but we were from the same background, so they were very impressed that a bunch of Jamaican kids and West Indian kids could play funk music so well. But anyways, that all fell apart. So I left Toronto and went to Kitchener, where I met my friend Eric. And Eric, like I said, introduced me to Errol, Skip. And what happened, we just started jamming together. And one thing led to another. Like, we started to take it seriously. This is truly how Messenjah started, in the basement of Eric's wall, up in Eric's basement. Just me and him, and the drummer at the time was Ray. We call him General, and the bass player Skip. We just started jamming, and we got a gig at Waterloo Inn to play for the university. Okay, now the first week we got there, nobody knew us. We're coming out of a basement, right? And at the time, I think the band was called Messenjah. But
Messenjah, the regular spelling.
Yeah, and then I did a bit of research and found out there was a band in California with that name. So I said to Skip, I go, let's call the band Messenjah. We're Jamaicans, we're Ras. So everybody loved it right away. So the first week Messenjah played at Waterloo Inn, there was like 10 people there. It's a big venue. But we played our hearts out. By the end of the night, people were dancing literally on the tables and having a great time. So the promoter decided to hire us again, even though we lost money the first time. The second week we get there, I get to the parking lot and there's a lineup outside of the club. I'm going, I wonder who these people are here for. So we walk in towards the door and we find out it's for us. The word from the 10 people that were there, they're college students.
Wow.
So they have a network, right? They contacted all their friends. The place was packed. And from then on, it was just like packed clubs every time we played. Like it spread like wildfire. And after that, we brought in Hal. We call him Saint. He's now called Laser Current. He's a DJ, but then we call him Saint. We brought him in from Humber College to add to the band, fill in some keyboard. He's actually a bass player, but
Okay.
all people at Humber, they learn theory on the keyboard. So we already had a bass player, so we brought him in to play keyboards and kind of taught him certain things too. And after that, we recorded and we took off to California and did our first album down there. And we came back. It was getting quite a bit of play, and we were like local heroes in Kitchener-Waterloo area. And
back then, it must have been really, really farmland.
Yes, it was. But we were mostly actually rehearsing there and stuff, and we were on the road. We went to California, and while in California, on our first tour to California, we got a phone call that Warner Brothers heard us and was interested in signing the band, and we couldn't believe it. We thought it was a joke. But it was real. When we came back off tour, did all the paperwork, and signed with Warner's, and we then became the first reggae band to be signed to a major label in Canada. So that's the start. My
So
brother.
you guys are pioneers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So later on, we were
fronts.
already pretty successful, and then my brother came on board mainly at first as a producer, and he worked with us and did a couple of Messenjah projects, really really good stuff, including going down to and working in Prince's studio in Minneapolis on our album called Rock and Sway. So Carl, you can pick up that part with working with us.
Yeah. So what happened when my brother went and started Messenjah, right? Around that same time, or maybe a little bit before, I had an offer to join Toots and the Maytals.
Okay.
Right. And so I joined Toots and the Maytals, and I was touring in Europe and, the States, other places. Right. So when I came back from one of my tours, I heard the album and I was really impressed. The one that they did in California, that was the Shagnati People, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after they had signed with Warner's and they did what's that big tune you guys had?
Jam Session.
Jam Session. After Jam Session, right?
Yeah.
They asked me to come on board as a producer with I think I did about two or three albums with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was never playing with the group live, but I played on the records in the studio, and I was
influenced
behind the console and all that other stuff, which is
Well,
I've had a dual path.
It seems like everybody's pulling you away from where you're doing something. Come over here, Carl. Come over.
Yeah.
We needed them. So check this out. Before Carl came in and produced with us, right? I actually produced the first two records. Mm-hmm. I produced one for Warner Brothers, and the first one for ourselves. And both of them were done in California with our friend Richard Bowen in his studio down there in San Diego. No, when Carl came and started working with us, the band had to change because Skip Errol, who's still my brethren to this day, he decided to go off and do his own solo career. So there wasn't any really bad blood or anything. He just wanted to venture off on his own because he's a heck of a singer. Kind of reminds me of Bob Marley. So he wanted to try his own thing, but we decided to keep the band together. And actually, the first album we produced after Errol and Ray left, the two of them, the drummer and the bass left, we brought in Charles St. Clair. And at the time, we brought in a great drummer called Crash Morgan. And that's when Carl came in to produce our next album after Warner Brothers, called Cool Operator.
Right.
Cool Operator.
Yeah.
Was a big hit. Was a huge hit, especially in the South Pacific area. Hawaii was #1 on the stations down there. Wow. All the way to up to Thailand and Tahiti. The whole part of the world.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. So Carl can maybe tell you a little bit about working with us in the studio. And
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But you sing too, right, Carl? Both of you guys sing, or you?
I never really did that much singing. You know, like
Okay.
my thing is sound. You know, like so. Yeah, so I had a dual path as a musician, guitar player, and as a producer. Right. Okay. So I've always been really steeped into the technology of recording and, you know, all the different things doing the studio, how to get certain kind of sounds and how to get the best performances out of the artist. Okay. You know?
All right.
Yeah, my brother doesn't like to brag about himself much. I do the bragging for him. And then, you know, in Jamaica, there's a saying, you know, what drop off a head, must land on shoulder. What drop off of the head, must land. So he's the head, I'm the shoulder, you know. So, you know, my brother is a double Grammy Award winner with Toots and the Maytals.
You see?
Right? What's that?
He's hiding up things.
He's hiding up things, yeah. And then he's won other Juno Awards as a producer and stuff like that too. You know, and of course, Messenjah, we went on to win the Juno, and we got so many awards, I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah,
like, as far as the Canadian Music Award.
This thing is kind of heavy, but...
There's a Grammy
there. That's nice.
You know what I'm saying?
It's blurring.
Take a Grammy and yummy with 2 fish and bammy.
Wow. Well, you guys have done so much, you know, like, and you experience even through the, you know, hatred and people, and you still said, you know what, we're still doing it. I don't, you know, and that takes a lot of courage, you know, because some people, if they experience what you guys experienced, they were just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to corporate America or something.
Everything was tough. So you know that right now there's a documentary out, switching back to Crocodon, there's a documentary out right now called Paving the Way, and it's on Amazon Prime. So we're very proud of that, you know, they finally are telling our story, because we were the foundation guys, like, in this country, and the springboard for a lot of artists that came after. And the sad part is none of them knew about us.
Wow.
You know? None of them know who we are. Like Drake and all these guys come on making millions. Hey, guess what? If we didn't do what we
they
did,
should give you a quarter of it.
Been there. You know? Yeah, when we were run out of town, but you know, and threatened by people like the Klan, but here they were called Western Guards. Got
what were they called? Western Guards?
Yeah, our band members were shot. I mean, like, we've been through everything. Trust me.
And then even on what do you guys were on? What was it, Electric Circus or something? Not that one.
No,
you guys were down at City.
Free for All.
Yeah.
Just called Free for All.
Live on television, we were attacked by a bunch of Nazis.
That was just too much. Was it you? Was it you that was the youngest one, Carl? And the person said, "Just stay over here with me."
No,
that was
me.
No, we had a 9-year-old kid who was the singer's son. He was.
He was the youngest on that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyrone.
Yeah.
That was Tyrone Gabriel. Wow. Yeah, but I
just
remember
imagine, you know, we're talking now, and here come some people in there starting to brawl. Like, what do? You know what I mean?
So brawl. They were coming for us.
Cover up.
Ain't no brawl. They were coming. Look, okay, let me tell. Okay, that's back to the Crocodile, because it's hard for us to separate that.
You can't separate it because you guys are all. It's all
one journey. Like, we're part of it. But we're in. Okay, I'll tell you from my perspective. I'm on stage. I'm so happy. We're finally made it, man. We're on live television. Every time we finish a song, the audience is supposed to applause, and the director has a sign that says applause. Everybody started to do. Okay. After every song, so we're going, what the heck's going on here? And then the next song, we look at the audience, they all ripped off their outer coats, and they were all wearing brown shirts with swastikas on the sleeves, and some of them had stuck on Hitler mustaches.
Yeah.
Wow.
and
then they started coming for you guys.
Doing the Sieg Heil salute and all that stuff.
I think it was Trevor that went to jail or somebody. It was Trevor, right? He
No,
got
Trevor
arrested.
got shot.
Oh,
Trevor
he
never
got
went to jail.
shot. He got
Trevor
shot
got,
at.
Trevor got shot at the generator when we went to see the Mighty Pope one night. I was there
Wow.
by a white supremacist.
Yeah, and they didn't even allow you guys, anytime everybody was jumping on the stage like you guys had said, and
They
people
didn't
just
have
fight,
enough security. They did not have enough security in that building.
and no police came.
They came to usher those guys out the back door. They
Front
came
door.
out.
They were bold. They walked them right out the front door. I remember the cops standing right there holding the door, and like, okay, guys, you can leave now.
And you know what, though? I remember this. When
If
we,
that
by
had
the
been us,
time
we would have
we,
been arrested. Huh?
yes, by the time we went outside, there was tons of guys out there because it was live television. There was black guys, white guys, there's some Jewish guys from the Jewish Defense League. They were all outside there with baseball bats and machetes and waiting for these guys. But these guys were gone because the cops protected them.
Wow. Oh, they just kind of turned their head and did, that's fairly bad. But I know when you guys were all on and y'all told us the whole thing, and Trevor, and oh my gosh, it was just, and you and then Carl, you came on the next episode, but it was just, I had my mouth open because I couldn't believe Toronto was like that.
Yeah, it was just like, is this really happening? Am I in a movie? What's going on?
No, but at first you must have thought, well, maybe at first they were just, maybe you thought because you're thinking, okay, this is on TV, people are going to do something like that. So you must be thinking like, oh, okay. But then after when you seen them really coming, then it's like.
I thought it was an act at first. I thought it was an act.
Some act.
Right? And then.
Very bad act.
And then
That's a real act.
Yeah, when they started throwing chairs and stuff, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I think the white got hit over the head with an iron pipe.
No, he got hit. He got hit with something. It wasn't a pipe.
I thought they said it was the guy had a piece of metal, something, and his wife was pregnant at the time, and they kicked her in the stomach. She lost the baby.
What? That's terrible. But what did the TV producers do? They just ran and left the cameras rolling?
Pretended
they'd never seen us before. These guys.
No, they couldn't do anything. I mean, like they were heavily outnumbered.
Yeah, nothing you could do.
Wow.
All they could do was record it.
Right.
And in a situation like that, you don't want to leave the camera. You want to use that camera is the best weapon later on in court. But it never did get to that. Anyways, what all those people who were involved in that, you wouldn't believe what happened, because Western Guard eventually morphed into a legitimate party. I mean, they became the what's the name of that party? Preston Manning. Yeah.
And then they morphed into the Conservative Party of today.
Yes. Yeah. So you guys finally made the movie Paving the Way, the documentary, because when I had you guys on, I think it was 2 years ago or something, and you guys told us, and I know they went back to the footage I had pulled out some information, but that's okay. So you guys, I'm just so, honorable. You guys lived out in Kitchener. You guys started Messenjah. You did a lot of stuff, it's just like, and you guys are still here, still doing your thing. Carl created a guitar.
Oh yeah,
and here,
let me brag up my brother a little bit more, because he don't talk about this stuff. But my brother, yeah, people would think I'm rich. Them can come after me, because my brother was just inaugurated into the Smithsonian in Washington D.C.
Okay,
that's the highest. It don't go no higher than that. The Smithsonian, Washington D.C. Carl Harvey. And they got him as a Black American down there. So I guess they stole him.
Well, I know you guys, when you did the video, also the one for Old School with Michael Dudston and that, you've seen everybody. And I seen you in there also. I think, Carl, you were in that video, right?
No, I was on the road.
So where were you?
I was on the road with Toots.
Okay.
He was touring, that's why he's not in that video.
That's why I'm on the video. And they said, we got to shoot that. I said, man, go ahead. Don't wait for me. Go ahead.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna quote something from Oliver Samuel now. It's like, Carl, send me
Yeah.
brother there. Him coming like a shedder. Sometimes you see him, and another time you don't see him. He's 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 always traveling. He's always on the road.
That was then. I've been on the road for a long time, and I don't miss it, to be quite honest.
I hear you, bro.
So the
Yes.
guitar that you invented, like what's the pricing of that if somebody had to go get it, or you don't want to tell nobody, or
No, it's well, the newer versions, I haven't got them up on the site as yet. They are very well made, and they're priced at around $12.99, $13.99, but in US dollars, right? And then there's a custom made version that is made to order for the customer, and that one we have the customer involved in the process, so they can select like the wood type and the neck radius. So we make it specifically for that person.
oh,
And that,
okay.
yeah, that one is over 3,000
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's US dollars.
US dollars, international currency, because this is a online world now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you're from Canada. You should.
No. Them
Oh,
Canadian dollars no work. No.
Planet Earth.
All right. So what's up next for the Messenjah?
Well, oh my God, it's been a struggle. I mean, just trying to. Okay, we got about 8 or 10 tracks that we've laid down over the last years, and then of course COVID came along also, and that kind of stopped everything. But I mean, the project that we were working on sounds fantastic. We just can't seem to finish it, and it's not my fault. I'm ready to go, but there's some other players. I don't want to bring up any name, but it's just again.
Does it start with a C?
Again, no, they're busy too. Like they're involved in other projects and stuff, and hard to nail it down. But there's a couple of tracks that's pretty much ready to go. So here's my wish that we're gonna pass through this Christmas season, and hopefully by next spring, because it doesn't make sense releasing anything now. Hopefully by next spring, the next Messenjah single will come out. Because nowadays, it's not like an album market. It's like singles. So if we drop off like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 singles, and then we'll release a project later down the road. That's it in a nutshell. My brother played in all of it also.
All right. So you guys, you've done so much stuff. You got Grammys, you got Junos. Boy,
Canadian Music Award, Casby, 107.
Have you seen them in the back?
Yeah.
Down to the little hockey pucks. Remember those, June?
Yeah, we
From
got
Daniel Corderone. That
Carl,
music
what
award.
the hockey puck Canadian Music Award? Me not have none.
No, I have some.
All of me fuck them gone. A man must have come on my house with a hockey stick and lick them wet. Yeah, those were awards for the Canadian Reggae Music Awards and stuff. I don't know where mine went, but I know that we won a lot of them.
Black Music Awards. That
And
was
then-
Daniel Corderone.
Yeah, Carl, remember we just got awarded the Impact Award from Ryerson University a couple years ago
Yeah, I remember that.
for Canadian musicians that are trendsetters and innovators in the music industry.
Okay. So
We don't
you
care.
guys have
Give me money. We don't want no more award. We want dollars. Give me the dollars.
you guys are too funny. Everybody $1. All right. So you guys have, done so much. So who would you like to do a collaboration with if you guys are open to that you haven't?
In Crack of
3
Dawn
people.
or
Any Messenjah or Crack of Dawn, or you guys, you could name 3 and Rupert can name 3.
Well, I don't even know. But I will say that we did do a collaboration in Crack of Dawn with Melba Moore.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Melba Moore was a great, from the disco era, excellent, beautiful singer.
Yes.
As far as Messenjah, man, we're just such a contained unit. I don't know. Maybe if we wanted to add, like, say, a DJ type vibe without people in our own circle, I would probably think, wow, maybe Capleton. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Burna Boy, Busta
Burna
Rhymes.
Boy? No, I mean Burna Boy is nice. I love his stuff, but I don't know I don't know how it fit with that. It's possible. I mean, the guy's super talented. But no, there's a controversy with when he went to Jamaica and all that. So I don't want to get involved in that, you know. All I know is that me no wear frock. Me no wear frock. So that's all I have to say about that.
I don't understand what that means, but
I'm a Jamaican.
I'll
We
just
keep
leave
it
it
real.
there, I guess.
Just leave it there. Nothing else. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not screaming on frock.
All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to look forward to something else. You guys coming from 2024. So you guys got to come back. And then so are there any shout outs that you guys want to give to anybody?
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to the Obessa crew, which are the former members of Toots and the Maytals. We also have an album. As a matter of fact, I did a lot of that right here at my dining table over during COVID, because I couldn't go to studio anything, so I wound up actually putting the studio together in my home, right? And a lot of that stuff was edited, mixed on my dining table. So I put studio credits for the songs that I did like that. Studio, the dining table, and everyone is thinking to themselves that the studio is a place called the dining table, but no, it's my actual dining table. Inside joke. Nice. I'm blowing it out now. So
nice.
All my studio
You're
credits
almost so serious, Carl. I'm hearing you laughing. It's like, wow.
Yeah. So all my studio credits now are the dining table.
Okay.
Nice.
So check out Obessa. The album is available right now on Spotify and all the streaming services. And some really great musicianship on that stuff. We've got people like people from we didn't have any guys from Third Worlds on it, but we have a lot of the mainstream session players that used to be a lot of them are still active in the Jamaica reggae scene. And even people like Alexander, like Monty, like keyboard player, and Raja Mendez, vocalist. But I don't want to talk too much about it because there's too many people I don't remember all the names. But it's the core musicians who toured with Toots for many years. So we are the center of it. And then we just basically invited all our friends to participate in, some way or the other, right? Okay. And Obessa, Obessa, check it out.
Okay. All right. I'll give a quick shout out first to my children who are amazing, talented musicians from Garima, my eldest son. Amazing percussionist. You gotta hear this guy play. And then I'm gonna go down to the next one after him, which would be Mishak. He's a good writer and does this hip hop thing. And Jamal, his younger brother, also excellent writer and into the hip hop kind of thing and very creative. He's also a very good musician as far as playing the guitar picking style. And also, last but not least, my daughter Shea. She went a different way. She went into like folk and country music, unbelievable. But she's very good. And she's actually been named one of the top 10 upcoming country artists in Canada. Right? So good. And then going back now to other shout outs, my band members of the past that I don't see much, but still shout out big love to Eric Babyface in Los Angeles, Skipper, great singer bass player up in Kitchener Waterloo, Laser Current here in Toronto now. All the
Carl Otway from the Crocodile crew.
Carl Otway, Carl Otway and us have been together since we were kids, really.
Beginning, yeah.
He's the third Harvey. He's the third Harvey. We're brothers. Yeah. And all the other gentlemen from the other tribe, and you just interviewed Michael Dunstan, but don't we won't want to forget Trevor Daly and the rest. There was a lot of them. I don't want to call all these names, but Mark Daniels. Yeah. All of them. Bella Heyman, the Hungarian, great player. Boy, there's so many good good musicians and friends through the years.
You could just do a documentary on y'all shoutouts. That's all.
Yeah.
If we started now, we could get really carried away with that part. Trust me.
Yeah, let's cut it off. That's it. We're done. But we love all of them. Yeah.
All right. So if people want to book you guys, or or what's your social medias, and you could probably, because they're Crack of Dawn and they're also Messenjah for people, so they're part of the two families.
Yeah. Well, for Messenjah, you could just go onto the Messenjah Facebook page and just send me a message from there.
Okay.
And Trevor Daly actually is the person that actually handles all of our agents and stuff when we tour. But you could go into the Messenjah page and just send me a message, and I'll get it and pass it forward from there.
Yeah, Crack it on, same thing. And
Same
for
thing
me,
with Crack It
On. I have a website, is carlharvey.net.
Okay. So they can order the guitar that you create.
What's the name
of
the guitar is at Carl Harvey Instruments.
Oh, Instruments. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if on my personal site, which is just carlharvey.net, there are links to the other site as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank both of you, Rupert and Carl, for telling us about your journey, and the journey continues on.
Amen.
Well, thanks.
All right. So I do want to thank the people for tonight, and thanks for watching us here. And, you guys follow the Messenjah, the Crack of Dawn, Carl, Rupert. They gave you everything there. So good night and bye for now.
Big up yourself, DBoss. You are the boss. Bye-bye.